Hello everybody, James here for the first of my Founder's Diary of 2014. I'm going to focus on my technology predictions for this year, for this first video diary. They're very Google based, considering my business is very Google based, so I've been a Google Apps reseller, so these predictions are incredibly Google based actually. So if you're not interested in Google, best not to listen to any more of this video. But anyway, the predictions are that Google will integrate Quick Office into the web version of Google Drive. So Quick Office is a program that Google acquired, I think it was last year, start of last year, might have been the end of 2012. But it was an app for Android and iOS, which allowed you to open Word and Excel documents and edit them on your phone. Google acquired it, and it's still kind of stayed that way. One of the nice features about Google Drive is it can open Word and Excel documents, but Quick Office can do it better. So it makes sense for Google to rip out the current Google Drive document interface and replace it with Quick Office, so that people who want to work in Word and Excel documents can, and other people who want to work in Google documents can too. Without at the moment having a mixture of two different interfaces. They even need to rip out Google Drive's interface and replace it with Quick Office, or integrate them both together, which they could be doing, hence the delay in it coming to the web. But I expect this year that will come to the web, and you'll be able to use that on your desktop PC or Mac or Ubuntu, because Google is platform agnostic. Next thing that I expect to see change is that last year small business owners knew about the cloud, but they weren't too sure what it was, but they knew it was the way to go. But this year I think pretty much every business owner we meet will know exactly what the cloud is and why they want to go there. They'll be a lot more informed. There's going to be a lot more articles out there. They're going to see that their suppliers, their customers are moving to Google Apps or another cloud service, and they're going to want to find out about it. So there's going to be the knowledge of owners on cloud computing is going to increase massively this year. The next one is I say Google Apps is going to keep winning more business off Microsoft. Traditional Microsoft clients, customers who've been using Microsoft Office for a long time, but you know, they might be on Windows XP for example, and it's a good time to look for your options to see what's the best thing to do. I know a lot of Windows XP small businesses are definitely looking at moving to a cloud equivalent. Hopefully that's not 365, because it's not really a cloud equivalent, because you still have to have the software installed on your desktop to get full use out of it. But they will definitely be looking around, and I believe that more and more will go to Google Apps because it's such an attractive package with its price and what's included in it. My next prediction is Google will introduce a cloud-based antivirus solution. It kind of makes sense because they've got great spam protections, great controls on email, but that doesn't protect against people downloading a rogue file from a website. And that needs covering, especially if it's a cloud product and everything's going to be on the internet. You need an antivirus solution that you can trust, that will work and protect you. Chrome has quite a lot of built-in defences where it blocks you from going to certain websites based on a list of blacklisted websites that are known to cause problems. But you're always going to get the odd website that's not on that list. So having some kind of antivirus, anti-spyware solution would make sense. It'll be cloud-based because that's Google. Google, everything is cloud-based. So yeah, it makes sense to have that. It may or may not come. I'm going to say it does. I'll probably be regretting that at the end of the year. Again, next point is Windows. Windows is going to market share will continue to fall. It's not needed anymore, especially if you're going to a cloud service. Cloud services, if they're a true cloud service, they don't need anything installed on your computer apart from a browser, so therefore platform agnostic. So if you're on Windows XP and you're moving to Google Apps, why would you want to pay for Windows 7 or Windows 8? You're not going to need it. Unlike Microsoft Office 365, which requires you to have Windows for it to run, You don't need it with Google Apps, so you might as well go for maybe Ubuntu or a free Linux distribution. Ubuntu is definitely the best out of the bunch. So yeah, it's a good opportunity to look around, especially if you're migrating away from Windows XP or even Windows Vista. That's just awful, and everyone knows it. The next point I've got on my list is Chrome OS. I think Google might release an ISO for it, a downloadable ISO. What that is, if you don't know, is where you can download the operating system, burn it onto a CD or a USB stick, and then stick it into any computer, install it and run it as an operating system. At the moment, that's not available. You can kind of run it on Windows 8 with Metro mode. That's the closest you'll get to Chrome OS without having a Chromebook or a Chrome device. But I believe that Chrome OS will get released as an ISO that can be downloaded and stuck on any computer. Of course, its support's going to be weak at the start, but that always gets better and better over time. Google Keep will be released on iOS. Google Keep's the note-taking version of the note-taking app of Google Apps. It's just a very basic note-taking app, but it's actually really kind of useful, and a lot of our clients use it and like it. There's just not an iOS app for it at the moment, not an official one anyway. There may be some unofficial ones, but there's not an official one. I predict Google will release an official one for iOS later this year. So yeah, those are my predictions for 2014. At the end of the year, we'll check to see if I was right or wrong. So I'm hoping I'm going to be right, but if you check on our blog at Kimberley IT, you'll see our predictions for last year were mostly correct. I think there was one or two that were one was not correct, and the other one was semi-correct. But I'll stick a link in the comments below, in the notes below, so you can check our last year predictions. Anyway, that's the first Founder's Diary of the year. I'm going to try and do more this year. I did hardly none last year, which was very bad. But hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Thank you.